Hi, hello everyone. Good day. You're welcome. Thanks for joining in. I'm excited for this session tonight. Not just because it's a conversation that's dear to my heart. It's also a happy time to emphasize this message again and again. This session was supposed to start some minutes ago, but we had some technical challenges and I apologize and take responsibility for that. I'll go to do better going forward. So, welcome everybody. If you can hear me, just go to the comments and type, I can hear you. All right. Today is November 14, and if you are a member of this community or you've been following me for quite a while, you would already know what that is all about. So, today it's not just another time to advocate. It's not just another time to talk about this conversation. It's most importantly a big step in re-echoing this message into the hearts of many young people and stakeholders so we can share this with as many persons as possible. And I'm dedicating this video to every young person who, through our community and our programs, have been tremendously helped so far to stay sexually pure, to make better decisions when it comes to love, purity, and destiny. And this is also dedicated to every parent out there who is interested in raising global leaders, interested in raising change makers, dedicated to stakeholders, educators, and every person, whether counselor, or I mean, a lot of people out there who are really passionate and committed to helping the next generation build better young leaders. Okay, so my name is Stephen Oluyemi, and I am a character development professional. I help young leaders make better decisions, build better habits that helps them position themselves to attract opportunities globally. So if you're that young person or teenager who wants to navigate through life making healthy choices at all times, I'm the right person to listen to. By God's grace, I have been able to help hundreds and thousands of young people, influencing them with values that helps them make quality decisions that can influence the quality of their lives in the years and decades to come. Thank you for joining. I can see you. Pardon my nose. I've got a runny nose, but I'm going to run quickly. Okay, okay, so that we can make a lot of haste and progress around there. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you. I must give credence to the hard work that a lot of people have done ahead. I'm going to mention a few names that are highly notable in this conversation about sexual purity that is worthy of being noted. And first on the list is going to be Pastor Olukoju Victor, right? The drama minister from Mount Zion. Amazing, amazing man of God. Is doing amazing stuff every year, year in, year out. And I truly celebrate him. I must say he's one of, if not the pioneer of the no word, no bed, no some of these hashtags that we now use. He popularized this idea of sexual purity as a movement here in Nigeria. To the best of my knowledge, is one of the loudest voices through his Sonda programs. Talking about courting couples, talking about couples. He just goes all out there, and by any chance, if this gets to him at any point now or later in the future, this is me saying, sir, pastor, I don't know if he's a pastor, but I know he's an amazing man of God. Sir Victor Olukoju, my name is Stephen Oluyemi, and I truly celebrate you. Over the years, you've inspired me, and I always appreciate your energy, your tenacity, and your consistency on promoting this message of purity. And the second person is going to be Mom Temilulu Okeowo. She's a lawyer, and she always, thanks for joining. I can see your message. Thanks for joining, Prince. Absolutely. Good to be here. All right. So if you got a community of young people, you want to invite them so they can come here to learn. Let's do a lot of stuff this night. So Mom Timilolu Okeowo is passionate every now and then, although our own message is more focused on ladies, girls, women, and all of that, but the message is universal, whether you're a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, a parent, a young adult, it's for everybody, right? So I made a post some time ago and I said something around the line of you are not supposed to be watching certain things just because you're an adult. I mean, people say, "Oh, I'm 18 now, I can know." Oh, I'm an adult, so it's not for no, it's for everybody. So whether you're a man, woman, gender, without I mean outside gender, outside age, it's for everybody. And so thank you so much, ma'am. It's been an amazing time listening to you, following your works. I appreciate you. And the third person is Pastor Alaka Olani. So I mean there are lots of more names, but these three people have been key to my own personal journey and inspiration. And I mean, talk about other big names, all right? But Pastor Alaka is somebody I truly, truly honor. As a matter of fact, I met him in, quote and unquote randomly via a WhatsApp group in I think 2019, about 5 or 6 years ago. And so far it's been amazing. All right. It's been amazing so far. And I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for inspiring me and giving direction to my passion. Thank you very much, sir. And of course, amazing people all over the world. We have Pastor Tekena Ikoku. These are big, big voices in this journey. We have Okoyemi Akintode. These are amazing voices. You have so many other people, the Winlows, and globally, a lot of people who are pushing this conversation of sexual purity and helping us raise a flawless generation of young leaders. Because if we must have leaders who are going to be thriving, then the conversation about sexual choices have to be reinforced. It has to be reinforced. And that's why we're taking time out this year to really focus on this thing, and also help us look at the new angles to it. So today I'm going to be talking about sex, youth, values, and potentials. Now, why these four keywords? Because it's very important. I mean, we look at young people today. As a matter of fact, in Africa, the statistics is that the average age, all right, of young people is now between 30 to 35, all right. So which means that we have a large population of young people. Implication: in the next decades, there's going to be a very low percentage of old people in Nigeria as well as many African countries. Now that poses a lot of challenge to us in the sense that we have a teeming population of young people. Now, if majority of them are not taught how to channel their potentials rightly, protect their virtues, build the right set of values, cultivate the quality character that is needed for them to fine tune whatever skills they've got, protect whatever talent they have, and build a wall around their potentials, they are going to be snuffed out. The internet is not helping. The entertainment industry is doing a lot of havoc, as well as, I mean, there's a lot of good anyway, but I'm saying, looking at the weights, there's a lot of evil out there. I mean, look at ChatGPT for example. There's a lot of introduction of sexual and explicit themed content and information here and there. There's so many, like I always say, over 400 million websites for pornography, and your child is just one tap away from these videos. Just one tap. Forget filters. Filters work, but they can be bypassed. And your children, you need to know, are going to get smarter than you. And I'm saying this passionately, not just because I'm a concerned young man. But in the next few years, I'm going to become a parent. I'm going to become a father, right? I'm going to have a family. I would have a child, son, daughter, and these things will come around to try to influence them. If we have many people like me who are doing what I'm doing right now, our society is safer, our communities are better, right? So if we're looking at raising global leaders, we cannot afford not to teach these things, right? Now, we at Spark Africa are consistently talking about this because we are tired of having people who are competent but they lack character. People who have got stuff when it comes to talent, when it comes to capacity, when it comes to intellect, but they have no substance to keep them running. It's just like you have a very clean new car and there is no fuel, it moves nowhere and it has nothing to propel you forward, right? Or you have a bank without a security system. That's how your life is as a young person without sexual security when it comes to what kind of choices should I make when it comes to this conversation. What is the right time to start engaging in certain acts? What is the right time to go into a relationship? What is the right way to go about this relationship? What do you know about mentorship? What do you know about accountability? What do you know about self awareness? What do you know about peer pressure? What do you know about making friends? These are conversations that are real that our young people need to be well versed about. And this is why we're having this conversation. Again, thanks for joining. Welcome. We're looking at sex, youths, values, and potentials. Here at Spark Africa, we don't always use the word teens or teenagers because we are not just focused on teenagers or focused on young adults. And from experience, I found out that when we talk about sexual purity, sexual immorality, addictions, virginity, and all of these conversations, a lot of people tend to say, oh, it's for children, oh, it's for those who are still in school, it's for those who are still young. So far I'm 18 and above, they're not talking about Oga, we're talking about you. We are talking about you, all right? We are talking about you. So that's why we prefer to use the word youth, young adults, young leaders, as opposed to teens or teenagers and all of that. So where exactly do you come in? Now, I don't know who's watching, whether you're a young adult or you're a teenager or you're a parent, educator, counselor, guardian, whoever you are. One of the first things you need to know is that choices make men. Decisions make men. There's a trending news in Nigeria at the moment. A very popular co-founder of one of the finest tech companies that emerged from this country is under fire, and as I'm speaking right now is suspended because of very randy, sexually provocative, and highly mis right, misogynistic tweets he made about 11 years ago. About 11 years ago. Now, if he had somebody who was a mentor around that time, he would have warned him ahead. Now, these tweets are creepy, not just because they are sexual in nature, but they are explicitly crazy. And how do I mean? They are tweets that revolve around bestiality, around uh, pedophilic activities, and lesbianism. Now, a lot of things are involved, right? But I'm not even here to talk about the young man. But my conversation here is that our young people need to be trained, taught, mentored. And this is why we need to have this conversation. So let's speak it from the point of sex. Now, the conversation around sex is getting wilder every time, every year, every now and then, because a lot of things are changing. The internet is changing, the technology is changing. We now have AI sex, we have AI pornography. There are websites dedicated to creating AI sex. So your child can be in their room not watching recorded pornography, but pornography simulated with AI. So you cannot trust AI completely now as a guide to train your child when it comes to education. So when you want to research using AI materials, you need to be very careful now. Now, so many parents are going to be shocked at this because usually what you know as an aware parent most likely revolve around, oh, don't let them watch this kind of movies, don't let them watch this kind of cartoons, don't let them watch this kind of content, don't let them see this kind of things. But there is a lot of more problems coming, and that's why you must be sexually aware. So I'm not primarily a sex educator, but we do a lot of things that revolve around sex education. So I'm going to recommend a lot of materials to you as I make progress. Let me start now. So you can go ahead and check Praise for Owe. Praise for Owe has a lot of resources around this. You can check Doctor of Sexuality. I'm trying to remember her name. I know there's Princess in her name. You can check out Instagram. Just type Princess Apostle of Sexuality, something like that. She has a lot of content that will help you. So make a lot of research, right? You can also go to the website Defend the Youth or Defend the Young Ones, something like that. I think it's an American-based company by is it Kebla? I'm trying to remember the name of the author now. She's a woman. Just type Defend the Young Mind. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Spirit. Defend the Young Mind. Maybe .com or .uk. Just go to the internet and search. You find it there. So they have a lot of materials that will help your children. All right. Please pardon me. I need to take care of my nose, but I'm just going to turn off my video for a while. You can hear my voice. All right. So we have so many of these materials that will help you. You can check them out, give them to your children, let them read this content. They will help them a lot. All right. So let's talk about the next one, youths. Now, why is it important? Young people need to understand that the time they have is transient, all right? The time you have is transient. So, which means that every decision you make right now has the potential and this tendency to have lasting impacts on your life. So we are going to talk about this a lot because what you're doing today is just an investment that will come back to you as an harvest. For example, if you start smoking at a young age, right now, you're only investing in liver problems, or sorry, lung problems, maybe lung cancer. You're going to get a receipt in years. If you're drinking alcohol, your liver is in trouble. It's just a matter of few years, it will come back to you. If you're sowing dishonor, you know that you're going to come back with rejection in the next few years. You're going to get back with a lot of failures in the next few years. If you're very bad at finances and all of that, you know poverty is coming to knock on your doors in the next few years. So every of our actions are just deposits. We are going to harvest them somehow, some form, in some way, somewhere, sometime in the future. Now, this boils down to the conversation that now leads us to the next one, which is potentials, all right, and your values. So your potentials are the things you carry, the things you've got in your inside. So if you're a young person or you've got a young person in your space who has a lot of potentials, a lot of capacity, maybe they are your student, they're very bright, very, very sound academically, start paying attention to their character. And that's why I appreciate what people like, I think, Okechukwu Ogunobi. I'm not sure of the name. You can just go and check him out on Instagram. The character, this will help me, is something around the character. I'm going to remember. He focuses on character development as well. Thank you, this way. The character enthusiast. Check him out on Instagram. I think he leads a school called DOIS. All right, DOIS. So check him out on Instagram. You're going to learn a whole lot from him. His school, all right, or the school DOIS is, I think, it's Divine Offsprings International School. I'm trying to be sure now. Divine Offspring, something like that. The acronym is DOIS. So check him out on Instagram, the character enthusiast. Now he does a lot of work around this, and the curriculum that drives the operation of that academic environment is built in and around character development. So I look forward to times where a lot of students are going to start benefiting from the wisdom that their schools embrace, which is character education. Beyond having provisions for well-equipped laboratory, we want to see well-equipped libraries that is documented and stocked rather with quality character development books from various authors that have the same agenda to change a lot of lives of young people. I look forward to when, in the timetable of schools, there is a subject that is called character education. I look forward to a time where people are being taught character before they begin to work in a company. I look forward to where people take character based classes before they go into politics. We see a political figure in Nigeria at the moment. I'm not going to mention names, but you know, and I know, said a lot of foul languages, cursing, insulting somebody on live recording, only for him to not only not apologize, but come to clearly deny what thousands, if not millions. As a matter of fact, I saw a particular video doing a caricature of that particular scenario. 5.9 million was a real. So imagine millions of people have seen that. You are coming to deny again that they are lying. You didn't say that. I'm like, excuse me. We don't want to have leaders without character. We don't want to have people in position of power who have no principles. So according to the, I think it's Mahatma Gandhi, talks about the seven deadly sins. One of them, worship without, this will help me now. It talks about power without principle, business without, I think, etiquette, then commerce without conviction, something like that. If you check it out, you see some of these things. But what it's basically talking about is having stuff without having the stuff to back it up. So we see a lot of footballers. I mean, unfortunately, my Ororo got sent out from his last match, right, because he gave somebody elbow right on the field. All right. Now, these are emotion problems that defy credibility when it comes to your capacity. Now you're good, you can play football, but you hit somebody on the field. He got a red card, and from my research, it was his first red card as a player for his country. All right, that's a record because of just a few minutes of whether he was guilty or not. He got a red card, and I don't know if the penalty was scored, but he cost the team a penalty. Now, the same goes for a footballer who bites a team member or I mean the opponent because of a scuffle. The other day there was a player who gave a female referee a slap because she gave him a red card. Now, this is just in sports. We see it in religion, we see it in entertainment, we see it in different sectors. People losing credibility because they've got the competence but they lack the character. So those things do not begin today. They began somewhere inside the past. They began somewhere that you were not paying attention to. So if you think, oh, I'm going to change when I grow up, oh, the child will find his way, you are not helping such a child. You're not helping yourself too. You need to start learning that changes begin from now. So your potentials are the mercies of your character. Are you get what I'm saying? The potential is at the mercy of your character. As a young leader, no matter what you carry, people will find out if you're genuine. Over time, they will know. It cannot hide. If you're not true to your convictions, somehow, somewhere, it's going to show. If you just got brains, but you've not got what it takes to keep it, which is character, it's going to show somewhere, sometime. I mean, we see it in our leadership. People who have a lot of ability to compel followership. We have followership without principles. People are being put in places of power. I mean, the internet is a leveler. Okay, internet is a leveler. So far, you've got some thing to say online and you have the ability to get attention, you're automatically a leader, at least as it stands. People are following you, whether you have sense or you don't. Yeah, that's it. Your potentials are the mercy of your character. Thanks for joining in, Mike. Right? You realize that, please pardon me, you get my voice, okay? So you see that people have a lot of followership, but the things they post, very crazy things, and you are wondering who is following this person. All right, who are the people following these people? They have what it takes to keep their attention. They have that thing that gives them, you know, um yeah, they have that thing that, yeah, thank you, that they have that thing that gives them, oh, you're doing something, but they don't have what it takes to keep it. They don't have the character, and that's deadly. So that's why we're having this conversation today, to show you, to help you, to help you build the right quality of character. Now, as a young person, when it comes to your sexual behavior or your sexual decisions, one of the things you need to understand is it is deeply entrenched in values. Somebody say values. If you're following me, go to the comments and type values. All right. I like to explain values in this simple way. Values are simply proof of what you value. I'm going to say that again. All right. Yeah. Your values are simply proofs of what you value. So what you value is known, sorry, your values rather, is known by what you value. Someone like me, I value family a lot. I value my parents a lot. I value my relationships a lot. So you will see me always talking about it. You see me have mantras, quotes, catchphrases around it. For example, family is everything. Uh, People are the fastest means of transportation. The quality. I also value diligence. I have a mantra that says, "If I waste my time, I waste my life." Now, these things are statements that I use to guide my life because these are proofs of what I value, hence they become my values. Are you saying that? So you cannot behave yourself into something you have not taught yourself into. I'm going to say that again. You cannot behave yourself into what you have not thought yourself into. So you need to first think about it, build a worldview around it, build a mindset around it before it can penetrate in your actions, before it can penetrate into your character. So if you find yourself doing something negating what you want to do, it simply means you've not factored it into your mindset. It is just there as an idea. You need to first build it into a thought. So if you're asking me, so how do I build a thought that helps me become sexually disciplined and sexually pure? Please excuse me. First of all, it is the understanding that you don't belong to yourself. Dear young mind, I know you're beautiful, you're handsome, but you do not belong to yourself. You were created by somebody. Dear young man, you were created by God in his image, in his likeness, and you are only a representative on earth here. You're only a representative on earth to fulfill the mind of God. You're sent here as an ambassador of God to proclaim his goodness through your potentials, which is your gifts, your talent, your capacity, your skills. Are the things that are your potentials. And until you learn them, your sexual behavior or misbehavior can and will pull you down. Now, you need to first understand, like I said, you are from God, which means you are not here by accident. All right. A scripture in the Holy Book, the Bible, says that we are His, the people of His pasture. So, which means that you cannot behave, pardon me, please, you cannot do however you like. You cannot decide to say whatever you like. You cannot decide to make friends with whoever you like. You cannot afford to sit in the same space with whoever you like. You need to start making quality decisions, deciding who your friends are, deciding who you speak to on certain matters, who you take advice from, who you reach out to on certain things, who you like their posts online, whose posts you even share online, whose ideologies begin to buy into, whose mouth you permit to speak into your life. These are decisions you need to start making as you grow older, because I know the kind of life you live or the quality of thoughts in your head by the kind of people you follow online, by the kind of people I find around you always, by the kind of people I see their songs playing on your phone, by the kind of movies I see you sit down to watch, by the kind of things you save from online into your gallery. These things are definitions of the kind of life you're living. So you cannot excise yourself, you cannot separate yourself from who you're following online. It matters. Don't say it does not matter. It actually does matter. Who you're following online, who you're listening to, what you're saying consistently matters. So these are the definitions of what we call values. Now, values are the sets of consistent beliefs you have held on to. So for me, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I believe in salvation, I believe in heaven, I believe in a fire, I believe in kingdom, I believe in a lot of things that revolve around the Christian tenet. So you'd see me, even without planning it to, I mean, on certain stages, in certain places, making allusions, references to somehow, maybe a principle, maybe a verse, maybe a story, maybe a parable that just connects around us. So it's me, it's my life. Your values are your life. So if you see somebody dress a particular way, it's not just because they are perverts or because they are maybe prostitutes or whatever kind of things you want to describe them. It's because somewhere in their value system something is wrong. Something is wrong. They believe that they are not enough if they dress fully. They believe they're not beautiful enough if they don't expose some part of their body. They believe that people appreciate them better if they dress in that particular way. They believe they get more attention, more stares if they dress in that particular way. So it's an identity problem, it's a value problem. That's why, as young people, one of the best things you need to learn is values. What are your values? If your values are not valuable, you cannot behave valuably. You cannot treat yourself valuably. You are everywhere, every time. You're making friends with every kind of person because you don't even value yourself. So it's a value problem. I need you to get this very well. So what I'm saying in essence is that your life is defined by the quality of thoughts and values you are embracing. If you are not, excuse me, okay, if you are living your life in a particular way, it's just a proof of the kind of values you've embraced. And in case you are here, you've not started taking it very seriously, this is a reminder. Start defining your values. So I'm going to show you a few of those things you need to pay attention to. Now, the last line on this values before we just get ahead. About values, you can pick them from different sources. I'm going to mention a few things that will help you. One of the strongest influences on our values are environment. And environment begins with family. Where were you born? What did you see growing up? What did you hear growing up? What did you listen to growing up? Who did you see growing up? What did you observe growing up? What were you exposed to growing up? So these are the first basis upon which you begin to curate and define what your values are. For example, we go to church every single Sunday. I mean, every single Sunday. So when I go to university and I go to church, I'm on my way to church and I'm seeing young people playing football on Sunday morning. It doesn't make sense to me. It never adds up because we value the Sabbath day, at least in terms of the Sunday. All right. I grew up in a family where on Sunday we are seated outside our compound and we are studying the scriptures. Our friends are playing a lot of hot, interesting football game right outside our compound. Our street is a pretty long one, so the children are there playing football. Pardon me, and we are out there. We are there, unable to join them because we have to be seated studying the scriptures. That's how we grew up. So we learned that your friends are permitted to do certain things, but not you. We grew up with values that taught us that others can do it, not you. As a matter of fact, I remember clearly my mom told me, she said, "My son, others can, but not you. My children, others can, not you." So we learned the principle and the culture of exclusivity. We learned that you cannot afford to live your life like others are. We learned that you cannot afford to build the framework of your life around beliefs, thoughts, ideas, opinions that other people submit to you. They need to be tested on the principle of the scriptures. They need to be tested on what does the Bible say? What does the scripture say? This is how we were raised. And so that formed the earliest basis of our values. So you cannot see us do certain things, not because we don't like them, but because we were raised in a family where we learned the right values. My parents taught us the right values. So we began to build values that are aligned with the quality of life that we now live. Now, we, pardon me, please. Uh, all right. So we learned a lot of things that helped us make right decisions. All right. So if you're a young person, your family is going to be one of the earliest places you begin to pick your values from. All right. So we also pick values from the entertainment place. I mean, what you saw growing up, maybe movies. So let's talk about movies for a bit. When we were growing up, we were exposed, all right. So pardon me, I'm not in uh my office. I had to come visit my family. So maybe sometime you can just somebody pass behind the background. Don't take offense for that. All right, but I just had to make sure this works. My equipment and everything are not like in shape, but we just had to do this. So that's why this is living room, so I had to just make do with this place. So but here's the conversation. um what you saw growing up. So we grew up in, I mean, when I grew up, I didn't do much of cartoons. We're always watching Christian movies. We're always watching things that really helped us to build our spirituality. So we picked values that helped us build our Christian faith. We built values from movies, from Christian movies, from documentaries, from a lot of things like that. Then, of course, we had the right set of people around us. So we had friends, we had a lot of things that really helped us. So we had things that really helped us because we were exposed to the right environment. So your values have a lot of work to do with who you were listening to when you're younger, because it is called character for a reason. It is stayed, it is set. So it sticks with you and does not change very easily. So when you hear something like train up a child in the way he's going to go, when he grows up, he's not going to depart from it. It's as true as anything, right? It's as true as anything. What you grew up listening to, what you grew up watching, what you grew up hearing is affecting your values already. So some people picked up the values that help them see that treat everybody equally because they saw their parents do it, they saw their friends do it, they saw their respected role models do it, and it became their value. So You need to check, what are my values? So as a young person listening to me, what are your values? Are you in a place where you were taught that you need to sleep with everybody to show that you are now a big boy or a big girl? If you grew up in an environment where sexual conquest makes you a man, you are going to pick up values that says that before you can become a big boy or a man, you have to be a drunkard, drinking anything, or you have to be a man that sleeps with everything in skirts. All right. If you were raised by somebody who was known to be a drunkard, you don't see anything bad in people drinking. You begin to defend it because you saw it and nobody told you that that's not the way to go. Are you for what I'm saying? If you're learning something, please go to the comments and type I am learning. Go to the comments and type I am learning. So, what are your values? If you were not taught that diligence is key, but you were surrounded by people who were always talking about, you know, quick money, gambling, and all of those things, you will realize that the foundational knowledge we have about finances will be very terrible. Will be very, very terrible. What's your orientation about money? It began with your values. Some persons believe that until they sleep with a man, they cannot make money. Some girls believe that. They believe that they cannot make their own money. They have to sleep with a boy, they have to go out with a man, they have to exchange their bodies to have this. That's a value system, and it's not just wrong, and it's deadly, demonic, terrible, awful. So, this is reality check. What are your values? What is that thing you value? Do you value hard work over cheap money or fast money? Do you value patience over hastiness? Do you value being reserved over being loud and excessively, you know, everywhere? These are things you need to learn. So let's get back to the conversation about sex. Now, a lot of things come to play in making healthy decisions when it comes to sex and sexual conversations. You need to learn this today. Many times in your life, you will be tested sexually. You need to write that down. Many times in your life, away from your teenagehood, as you grow older, you are going to be tested. You are going to be tested as you grow older. Oh my, you are going to be tested as you grow older, as you grow older. Many people think that this conversation about sex and everything is just for teenagers. No, I kid you not. You're going to face more sexual pressure when you get into your old mid youth. All right, as you grow older, that's what I'm saying. Your temptations become more serious because now you are growing older. I mean, your body is changing. You're having a lot of physical changes biologically. You're having a lot of opportunities now. You're talented, you're beautiful, you are the desire of nations. A lot of girls want to see you around. A lot of young men want to be around you. You are now more allergic. Is he allergic now? Sorry, you're now susceptible, rather. You are now prone to more temptations. You have, I mean, I go to schools, I go to youth meetings, teenagers, conferences, events, and I get a lot of questions. In fact, tomorrow I'm dedicating a lot of time to answering in video formats that will be uploaded on this channel. Questions that I get from young people, a lot of them. In fact, I have a box where I keep these questions. If I showed you, you won't believe. I have a box where I keep these questions. If I showed you, all right, a lot of them, a lot of them. So apparently the lights is sorry, give me a second, please. Give me a second. All right, I'll be with you shortly. All right. So I'll tell you something. All right. So I'm saying, yeah. So as you grow older, you find out that you're having a lot of people come around you. So I go to schools and I have questions. I mean, a lot of questions, and when these questions come, I just look at them sometimes like, trust me, I'm not even kidding you. In that box containing of these questions I get from teenagers, many of these questions, you won't believe them. They are coming from 12, 13, 14 year olds. And I'm hearing, there is this boy following me. There's this boy following me. There's this girl I'm liking. There's this girl that is following. I'm like, what are you saying? They are saying stuff that tell you, uh, boys are disturbing me. And I don't get it. So what do you do when you have told the boy to stop following you, but he will not stop following? you know Very amusing stuff, but it's reality. So here's the thing: you need to teach your young adult, you need to teach your teenager, you need to teach your youth how to say no repeatedly, respectfully, consistently, and assertively. Let's try that again. You need to teach your young people how to say no repeatedly, consistently, um repetitively, right? And assertively. They need to say it respectfully as well, but it has to be strong. There's a way you can tell somebody, stop. There's a way you can tell them, stop. There's a way you can tell them, I'll tell my mommy for you, and say, I'm going to report you to my mom. That's what we call assertiveness. Your child should be able to say, I do not want this, without flinching. Your daughter should be able to come home and tell you, mommy, daddy, this person tried to touch my private part. And talking of private part, I only said that because I want us to be specific of what we're talking about. But the idea of teaching private parts, I think I learned this from Priest Wowe. He says, don't teach your children private parts and public parts. Every part of their body is private. I mean, somebody might, the traditional teaching of private parts is about your penis for the boy, your breast for the girl, or your vagina for the girl. But they don't teach that even your hand is a private part. There's a way somebody can begin to caress your hand, and excuse me, what's going on, why are you holding me like that? Your child should be able to talk. But if you have taught them that, oh, private part is just, this, they don't flinch because they feel like, after all, is not. Do you understand my point? So the idea is that they need to be taught that every part of their body is private. Every single part of their body is private, and they need to learn that every part of my body is private. So what I'm saying in essence is that your child should be able to tell you, so so uncle, so so auntie, so so maid, so so driver, so so plumber, so so domestic worker try to touch me somewhere. So so spiritual leader try to touch me somewhere. They must be able to tell you. If your child cannot boldly tell you that this person tried to, and you have to, you're already in trouble. Because if they cannot speak to you, you're in dilemma. So you need to learn how to have sexual conversations with your child. I said earlier, I'm going to be recommending a lot of materials for you. So you want to go and get Coach Wendy Ologe's material. Maybe I could, after this session, just drop some of these links in the comments or description so that you can see them and get these materials. All right, sex education. The last I checked, I think there's a volume 4 or volume 5 of Sex Educate Like a Pro. Go and get it if you're a young leader. Go and get it for your children if you're a parent or a guardian or a counselor or an educator. Go and get Sex Educate Like a Pro, I think volume 1 to 4 or volume 1 to 5, as of now, November 2025, from Wendy Ologe, Africa's #1 parenting coach. All right. Then, of course, you can get Auntie Etima's book as well. I got one, Sex Proof Your Home. This is best for parents, educators, and guardians. Sex Proof Your Home. It will show you how to build a culture of sexual purity in your family, so much that your children are always safe, regardless of who comes around. You know where they should go for holiday, where not, how they should go for holiday, how not to. You know how to build a culture where everybody is a suspect. Nobody is too trusted around your children. Nobody is too trusted. I mean, we have parents whose children come to tell them, this person did this person said this person touched me, and they're like, come here, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. You have tried, you cannot do that. I mean, we heard of a particular, I think it was Prince Robert that shared this. We had the case of somebody, I think the girl came home from school and a classmate wrote a love letter to her, and it was discovered, and they beat the child because a boy gave or wrote a love letter to her, and they called like a family meeting, scolded the girl, you know, said a lot of things. And that same night, the what we call Oloriebi in Yoruba, that's like the head of that family, more like an extended family, like this most senior elderly man, tried to take advantage of the girl that same night. Now, a lot of conversations. My point is, your children need to be well equipped, educated with sexual education. So this is where it all gets seriouser. It gets seriouser. It gets seriouser. How were you taught about sex? I wish I could ask you to come live right now with me and share your experiences, but I can guarantee you, not I mean, at least those of us here, not many of us, there's a lot of gap in that space. Not many persons were taught about sex. I mean, you watching it right now, can you boldly tell me that your own parents sat you down and taught you about sex? You picked fragments of disjointed information from the internet, from friends, from the streets, from the radio, from the media, from adverts, from books, biology textbooks. You saw fragments of information. You learned about kissing from internet, from TV. Remember those days your parents are watching TV and there's somebody's kissing and they tell you, close your eyes, close your eyes. Why are we closing our eyes, mommy? All right. How did you make us? Did you just arrive? We don't. You need to answer these questions when your children are asking. So the point is, sex education must be taught. So if we're going to have leaders whose potentials are well protected, whose sexual purity is sustained, it is born out of knowledge. It is born out of the right education. People often think that knowledge is going to put your children in jeopardy. They say things like, don't teach them about it. They will learn it when they grow older. Oh no, my children are still too young. I went somewhere one time and the man was saying, oh, my boy is still too young to know. I shook my head. Let's leave it like that. I mean, the boy, I'm sure, knows so much than his father. The father thinks he's innocent. There's a lot going on, and most parents think they're protecting their children by not talking about this thing. All right. So knowledge is not, ignorance is not safety. All right. You think you're helping your children by not teaching them certain things, by not allowing them go out at all. I mean, we have so many. I mean, my years I've heard, I was a leader all through my stay on campus when I was in Lagos State University, and my ears heard stuff. My eyes saw things, right? People, young girls who began to get it wrong sexually, making very poor sexual decisions because they were not exposed, they were not taught, they were not guided, they were left all alone. Obedience is not wisdom. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Most parents think that their children are obedient just because they do what they say. No, they are only compliant, not obedient. I'm going to explain to you in a bit. There is a huge difference between compliance and obedience. Compliance is I am doing what you are saying because you are saying I should do it. Obedience is I understand what you're asking me to do or not do, and I am aware of the reason behind it. All right. So I told you earlier, I'm in my family, right? So my parents might just pass. Okay. So it's part of the whole a beautiful thing, and I wish they could just say hi to you. All right. But let's just get ahead. I came to say hello to them. It's been a while. I had to just come home to do this. So my point here is these children must be taught. Young people must be taught about sex. They must be taught. They must be taught. Otherwise, they'll be taught wrongly from the word. Oh, I don't want my child to know. I don't want to. This man was saying, oh, my child don't want anything. He found his daughter on TikTok dancing in it. He was so shocked. He was so shocked. He was so shocked. He couldn't believe his eyes. I cannot believe my eyes. You see, if you think that not telling your child certain things is going to keep them safe, you are losing on both ends, because somehow they will discover at the end of the day, and the challenge is, on the contrary, they will find out the wrong things they should not even find out. So Pastor Christy Bature, I was listening to her recently, and she shared how that her daughter came to her to say, oh mommy, do you know fornication? I mean, this is like, I think she said, is it 5 or 6 year old? 6 year old, yeah. Mommy, I committed fornication. And she was like, okay. She's a counselor, so she had to like compose. So she's like, how do you mean? She said, she and her younger brother. Oh, she's like, okay, tell me more. He said, we hold ourselves when we are alone in the room. So just hold our hands. Is that all you did? And she was excited because she was scared that a young girl of 6 had begun to do, something she couldn't believe, all right? But she had to relax that it was not very, very, like, it was just the girl didn't even know what fornication was. Did you get the point now? So she just like, okay, then she explained, and that's it. Otherwise, educated a child rightly. So most people they shy away from it. So I think she taught them about nobody should touch you here, blah blah blah. And the day somebody tried to do that, she said to them that the only time somebody should take off your clothes should be the time you're taking your bath. And so when the person tries to tell them this is not bathing time, so when one Uncle Roland or something, I think Uncle Yoyan, something like that, tried to do that, the girl, young girl, told him, it's not bathing time. Why are you taking off my clothes? And she came to report to the sister, and they went to tell the mom. All right. So your children have to be well educated. That's where it starts from. So the choices your child or the choices you as a young person will make in your teenagehood, in your youthful age, way into your 30s, your 40s, and 50s begins from now. It doesn't just jump on you overnight. It begins from now. Are you seeing what I'm saying? It begins from now. How are you making your decisions? How are you making your decisions? What kind of choices are you making now? So I'll begin to wrap up now. I'll say a few things. It's almost an hour. So what I'm saying in essence is that your life is at the mercy of your potentials plus your character. What is that thing you have, and what is protecting what you have? I see what I'm saying. So as a young person, what do you have? Talent, skill, intellect. You're very smart, you're witty. You need to protect it. So many students have been expelled. So many students have been sent out of the university. So many people have been you know implicated. So many people have been sent out of public offices because they didn't learn this thing when they were younger. They were not taught. So it's went somewhere and began to affect them when they grew older. So sex, youths, values, and potentials. Your potentials, like I said earlier, is at the mercy of your character, at the mercy of your values. What do you value? Do you value decency? What kind of clothes are you wearing? What kind of music are you listening to? Are you listening to music that protects your soul, or music that projects and promotes very terrible things like drugs, sex, alcohol, women, fraud? You know, they go on to affect you. Now it's highly subconscious because they go ahead to affect your thoughts. Some people believe that women are just objects to be used. Women are just, I mean, you hear from the lyrics of the song something like "for lack for the night," to like "for lack for the night." To that's a line from a popular Nigerian hip hop song, which is like "Folake is a female, more like she's for dinner," something like that. You hear trends like "my body is tea." You hear trends like "your body na meat pie oh, is meant to be eaten." So much emphasis on these things. And this is what our young people are listening to. This is what youth are listening to. So you must learn to separate yourself from the people who have a future but are not taking responsibility for it through the choices of the things they're listening to the choices of the things they hear, choices they feed their minds with. You must learn these things. You must learn these things. You cannot not but learn them. You must learn them. So, as we begin to wrap up, ask yourself, what are my values? And now, let me quickly show you how to pick your values. Your values begin with your life mission plus your life vision. What is your vision for life? What do you want to see happen? What is that drive you have? What is that thing you want to see? I mean, what's that picture of the world you see? I look forward, that's my vision. I look forward to a world where people are making healthy decisions. People are making decisions with the consequences clearly in view right now. I look forward to young people not being pressured by what they are seeing. I look forward to a world as a vision, seeing people saying, "My vision, my life." They are taking responsibility. I am seeing as a vision a world where a lot of young people are waking up to understand that their talent is not enough. Talking of talent is not enough. I am privileged to work with RCV. RCV is a renowned social management and character development company in Nigeria, headed by my boss, Mrs. Bosede Olushola Obasa. Now, she didn't ask me to do this, but I need to tell you about this. If you're a young person or you have young people, the event is happening in about, today is 14, that's about exactly 2 weeks from now, 14 days from now, on the 28th of November 2025. Mrs. Bosede Olushola is going to be hosting the Talent is Not Enough bootcamp. So you should be there. All right. I am recommending this because it's a big one for me. I'm happy to be a part of the project, and as well it aligns with these conversations that we're having right now, helping you build values that strengthen the character of sexual purity, because it stems from your value. You cannot be sexually pure by accident. Are you see what I'm saying? You cannot be sexually pure by accident. All right, you cannot be sexually pure by accident. It is deliberate, it is intentional, it is carefully thought out, planned, and lived. So watch out for the event I recommended earlier. That's the Time Bootcamp. The Talent is Not Enough Bootcamp by Mrs. Bosedi Olushola Obasa of RCV, First Royal Character and Values Limited, on the 28th of November, which is about exactly 2 weeks from today. I want you to register. It's going to be amazing. Around this video, it's going to be an access link for you. If you're a teenager between 16 to 19, it's going to be a free access for you. Yeah. Talk about the blessing of being young. So that's our own give back to the young people, and I mean to the society. All right. So if you're an adult, anything from 20, all right, So you are going to have in a discounted ticket, right? So you can get in. I think the ticket is between 10,000 to 25,000. So go ahead and sign up. Meanwhile, if you do not have any of the complete fee, whether for the 10,000 or 25,000 ticket, just notify me. All I need to do is reach out and tell me, Steven, I'm interested to attend bootcamp, but I don't have up to this amount, or um, I'm not boxed up for this at the moment, and we can work around it. But the point is, I want you to attend this boot camp. I want you to be there. It's going to be an amazing experience. All right. Please pardon me. I'm going to be wrapping up soon because my head is literally blanking now. My nose is running. But this is an event I cannot miss. Every year I try to do a lot of stuff to mark this, to do just helping young people out there. So that's my dad. Okay, I told you I'm my family. Uh, so so is yeah, yeah. So I'm wrapping up shortly. So you are invited to the boot camp, and I look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you sign up, and let's do big stuff. Let's come around. We'll be having a fireside chat with amazing people. Just come and learn. Learn how to sustain what you're building. Learn how to protect your potentials. Don't just have capacity without character, just have competence without character, just have talent without character. Don't have skills without character. All right. Don't have business acumen, business strategies without character and trust in your business. So it's all about character development, and I look forward to seeing you. So yes, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a wholesome time talking about sex, youth, values, and potentials. Thank you very much. I love you guys. If you're a parent listening to this, you want to share this to young people, you want to copy the link to this video and um, share with your teenagers, share with your children, share with young people around you, and let's make the world a better place. Thank you very much. Mike, thank you for joining in, and everybody who has joined in as well. Thank you. I see you and I value you. I appreciate you so much. If you're watching this in 2026 or 2020, any other year from now, you should be rest assured that this has been my message consistently for the last 5 years and counting, and it has not changed, and it's not going to change. So I'm saying this for you to also be a torch bearer. Carry the torch, share with somebody, buy a book, give to somebody, buy a teaching. I have a free book called You Too Can Be Sexually Pure. You can get it on my seller store. It's absolutely free. If you're into a relationship and you want to be sexually pure, I have a course on seller. Go get it. If you are a pastor or a leader in a church or a congregation and you want us to speak to your young people, send a mail to Spark Group, sorry, Hello Spark Group at gmail.com. Hello Spark Group at gmail.com, and our team will reach out to you and help you book a slot for your session. If you are a CEO and you want us to come and speak to your team on how to build trust for business sustainability, send a mail to the same address, hellosparkgroup at gmail.com. I'll be there with you. If you're planning a company retreat and you want to talk about trust, you want to talk about customer service, you want to talk about character development in business, reach out to us on the same email, hellosparkgroup. I'll be there. Conferences, boot camps, retreats, events, summits. Let's do this together and let's make the world a better place. And of course, religious organizations enjoy a large sum of discounts or a large amount of discounts, while schools and academic based platforms are left. Sorry, what did I say? Um, Platforms, yeah, I'm correct. Religious bodies and schools, all right, enjoy large sum of discounts and also honorarium at their discretion, because we believe so much in the fact that values are supposed to be sacred, and we go that mile to make it accessible and available So people who truly need them most, especially young people, because we believe so much that that's where it's set. That's like the best way to build character. Like I always say, charity begins at home. But I end by saying character begins at home. To every parent who joined this broadcast, thank you very much. To every counselor, to every educator, to every guardian, thank you very much. God bless you. Your teenagers will bless you for this. Share this video with them. Your children will bless you for this. I love you. And I'm also making this for myself because in the next few years, my children will come and see their dad talk about this thing years ago, and they will be very, very glad. So if you're watching this as my child in the next few years or my children, this is daddy saying, I love you. And of course, keep the flag flying. And God bless you. Thank you very much. See you next year, World Sexual Purity Day 2026. Bye. Good night. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm trying to put this. Okay. I had to change orientation on my phone. All right. So we're done. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night. All right. Take care of yourself. See you next day.